Everybody, I announce Nicholas. We talk about scenario, the results from work package 3. The main actor of this work package were the University of Malaga, the UNEP, and the University of Geneva. As Anthony already announced, we have the aim to generate scenario for demography, climate, and land cover, and then integrate in outputs that could be useful to research in SWOT model. A reminder about what are scenarios that are neither prediction nor forecast, how to learn as IPCC, but just plausible future developing that take into account different key relationship and driving forces. So it's something that moves in the plausible, not certain. The scenario that we derive are from the IPCC, and we take the same structure. So we have a group of economic oriented, the A1 and A2 that we call hot and alone, and the other two in the bottom that are environmental oriented, that are the B1 and B2 that we call cooperative and cool. And also we can say that the ones on the right side are more global oriented, and on the left side regional oriented. What's more about the storylines? We have taken into account more factors to describe each one. So all the factors have different weight in this. Another way that we add on land use scenario and demographic scenario especially was the division in group, also derived from a global model, image 2.2, that take into account the difference from regional specific factors. So in our studied area, we have a few groups of regions: the Western country, the Eastern country, and the country the former USSR before. Talking about the demography scenario, we answer mainly to the question: how many people and where? So for the first question, we look into national and projection about future from United Nations and Eurostat also data. And after statistical analysis and downscaling processing, we have the result about every subnational level of Black Sea areas. So indeed we have 214 regions. Then we have to develop a physical suitability to understand where is more probabilistic of the new settlement. For this, we have taken account different layers, like the digital elevation model, Nilites data set, the slope, and other factors. All these factors were put together and analyzed with the statistical processing to identify which are the best points for new urban cells. Here we have the result of the physical suitability map, where is the dots, the darker color means the more suitability, and here we have a section of the result about this is coming out with Metronomica also, We can notice the urban sprawl in 2050, and it's very clear how the economic scenario, the hot and alone in the top, present a more increment in urban cells, respect the environmental scenarios oriented. This section is on the left side of Azov Sea in Russia. Regarding climate scenario, was applied the delta method that needs current and future climate projection from a regional climate model in order to estimate deltas. So we need observation, temperature and precipitation, and then projection that, as Anthony said before, we took from Prudence, that was considered one of the best models in this area. Was applied to the crew data set, that we have an example on the left side, and the outputs are used in a SWOT model, but we have also in other format to be visualized. This is an example of a single point for two scenarios, where it's evidence the bias of maximum temperature and minimal temperature. And here we have the precipitation. In the soft color we have the pessimistic scenario A2, where it's decreasing along the time to 2100. This is just some slide about results of climate. Then we have land use. We have used a model called Metronomica that allow to insert a lot of several factors that can characterize our specific land use by suitability maps or accessibility, or introducing special policy like the protected area, and taking account also historical pattern. So this iterative process run until find the best match for all criteria. And then we have out a fourth scenario with 2 time step, 2025 and 2050, our 1 kilometer resolution. This is a statistical result for the main land use classes that we have modeled: urban, grassland, cropland, and forest. It's clear that in warm color the environmental scenario have a very high increase in the urban, but a low a decrease in what is forest area. More in detail, we have a catchment. We select just a catchment in the middle of the area. This is Romania. We can notice the difference from the land use basis that we take 2008 with the other scenario in 2050. We see here that land use urban class is increased a lot. In alone we have the compactation of agriculture land use. Meanwhile in COP and cool we have an increment of forest area, and in COP we can notice that there is a conversion from agriculture. The same catchment we have here analyzed in numbers. For urban sprawl we have the same reflection from the maps. That means that hot scenario presented a really increment of urban respect to the other one. The COP scenario is the one that lose more land abandonment means cropland that be converted in forest. And regarding forest area, we have confirmed that the COP and the cool scenario present the highest increase. About afforestation trends, we have here graphs that allow us to see the difference between scenario and between regional group. So for the eastern countries, the green line, we notice that there is a big increment, bigger respect the other regions. And in 2025, we have a peak for all scenario, and then decrease for economic scenario. In the other hand, the COP and cool scenario present a more stable line. And for the other region, we have to say that just in COP and cool, we cannot design an increment of forest area. So, in conclusion, we have generate land use integrated scenario, population, climate, everything compliant with the international policy initiative like Inspire and GEOS. Everything is documented in 8 public deliverables, and will be take part of scientific article per domain. Like the enviroGRIDS aim, the Work Package 3, we can say that contributing actively, filling the data gap, and increment the capacity to build up a sustainable development in the Black Sea catchment, providing basis to assess the analysis on environmental and especially on water resources. Thank you to everybody.
Thank you, Emanuele.